tonight was just what I've seen from these guys all season long. Ups and downs, but they just keep going back to work. They believe in each other. It was just a great team win.
With Everett, obviously, coming through the play of the night, just what can you say about him to come through clutch and get you guys, obviously, a huge win?
Yeah, I mean, I believed in Everett, and he's done a great job for us. You know, and yeah, he came in, that was big. He was clutch. Nailed it 54 yards. That's impressive.
Coach, just Ben's performance, obviously the pick six in the fourth quarter, just, at all times it felt like that could have been when things spiraled down, yet he came down, he led the team down to be able to score the touchdown and the field goal. Just what was it like for him to see that veteran's presence and then on senior night on top of that?
Yeah, that was great. I mean, just happy for Ben, right? Because he's put in a lot of work, been through a lot, ups and downs, just his whole career. And yeah, he just, again, went bad, but he didn't hang his head, he didn't give up, went right back, went down, led the team down to score.
Coach, the offense just looks completely different tonight than it has for the past 2 months. Just what were the adjustments that you guys made this week that paid off after not scoring a point last week?
Yeah, I think Gunnarsson and the staff did a great job of narrowing things down. What do we do well? How can we use guys? I thought he did what we did with Jabari and how we used his legs, helped us move the ball. And so I think they just did a good job of narrowing it down and less is more. And I think that's what we found tonight.
Did Coach Dicker's comments about not being buddies add any kind of fire to the flames here?
No, I didn't.
Trent, given the way the last month has gone, just what did it mean to have that moment at the end where you get the fans are jubilant and you get that one more time before you go into the winter? What do you think that meant for this fan base, and what did it mean to you personally?
Yeah, I think it's big for the program. I think for our players, again, we've been so close in so many games this last month or two. For them to be in that and then pull it out and do it, I think it's just huge for all the guys in the locker room, especially the ones moving forward.
Trent, the last couple of weeks, a lot of us have been asking questions about, the morale of the guys, how the locker room still was, and you probably getting tired of some of those questions. But, a performance like this really, vindicates what you were saying, on Monday when you're like, this team is still attacking, working hard. What does it say to come back and have an upset win over a top 25 team after, maybe the worst game of the season last week?
Yeah, I know I came in here and I say it every week, and probably some guys thought I was full of shit, but they do. They come back to work, and there's never been a point where I've doubted their work ethic or their buy-in and commitment to this thing. And I think tonight was a great showcase of that.
The fourth down call on the last drive, was there any thought of punting there, or was it always going for it?
We went back and forth. But the final decision was you give them the ball back with 1 minute and 2 timeouts. That's an eternity, and we're going to go win this thing.
And then I'm just wondering, does this win just have any more resonate a little bit more, just given all the fourth quarter situations you've had with Washington State over the last 4 or 5? Just every one of them, it seems like, goes their way.
Yeah, I mean, the season in general, but yeah, Washington State, and because they're a really good team. I mean, obviously top 25 team, and so to be able to pull it out at the end was great.
Obviously, this win keeps your postseason dreams alive. You guys talk about it every year, how important it is to get not only that bowl game, but just those extra practices and prolonging the season for all these seniors. What does it mean to still be able to have that opportunity?
Yeah, I think it's big. We've given ourselves an opportunity with the last game to go to the postseason, which is where everyone wants to be. And we got another great team we got to face, but I think it's definitely a good thing and a motivating thing.
What does this say about this team, the way they were able to sort of even change game styles depending on who the quarterback is? And they're obviously, teams talk about wanting to be multiple. You go from pretty much a really run heavy and then go out here and throw the ball the way you guys did today. What does it say about this offense overall to be able to adapt like that?
Yeah, I think it goes back to their attentiveness and wanting to learn the game plan and then commitment to that game plan, whatever it is, depending on the week. They believe in it and they work hard to execute it. We talk a lot about, rage to master, right? We want to become masters of our craft, and every week that's what we're trying to do with the game plan, and I thought they did a great job executing it.
You score that many points and it's kind of an offensive win, but the defense against a pretty good offense. Talk a little bit about what you thought they did.
Yeah, I thought we had stops at big moments, and so I thought they did a nice job. Again, that's an offense that's scoring on everybody, and they had some big stops in crucial moments. So very happy with how they fought.
Trent, you obviously are at the very nexus of Washington State, Oregon State personally, but one of the things Jake said this week was that this game probably has a way to go before it can really be considered a rivalry. Do you think that, given the nature of these two programs, games like that you just played, do you see this being an important rivalry for your program going forward?
I do, and I have, to be honest with you. I think it always has been. The Northwest in general, when we were in the Pac-12, you win the Northwest, and then you're probably going to be at the top of the Pac-12. And then Washington State and those other schools were all part of that, yep.
Just curious what you made of Trent Walker's kind of performance as a whole. I think he got dinged up there a little bit, but obviously came out and made a bunch of big catches for you guys.
Yeah, that's Trent. I think every week he shows up and he's reliable. And he was banged up after Air Force and fought through it all week. And then you saw it tonight. He got banged up a little bit again, same injury, but he's tough and he fights through it and doesn't let it be influence how he plays.
Coach, I know the last fourth down call felt like the biggest, but there were plenty of fourth down opportunities that you guys went for tonight. Did it feel like you guys were going to need that type of a game and a play calling to be able to get this win? And are you much of a gambling man? Did it feel like you just wanted to get a little bit more gutsy tonight? What was that all about?
Yeah, the last one was real. I'm glad they called timeout, so I had more time to think about it. But there were just situations where between the analytics, the way the game was going, gut feeling, all those things led to those decisions.
Pass protection at times has not been what you would have hoped this season. Tonight, a lot of opportunities back there. It seemed to hold up a whole lot better. What did you see? Any changes, and how did that happen for this team?
Yeah, I think it's back to limiting the game plan. So you can be better and more precise at routes, all those things that require detail. So I think that was a big part of why we had much more production. We were just more accurate and on with what we were trying to do.
All right, last question.
From a defensive standpoint, obviously that last play when it's a scramble like that, how much do you guys sort of drill that or even practice that from a defensive standpoint?
It's not something you practice very often. You do it. We do it every Friday. Kind of as our last run through. Kind of how to protect that and make sure everyone doesn't end up on one side of the field. I understand that. So, but it's you practice it once a week and you get it probably the first time in probably 6 years. So, but you got to be ready for it, and they did a nice job handling it.